What is up, guys? It is Luke from 8-Bit Plus back again with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the Xbox One. I have been a complete advocate against the Xbox One, so today we're going to talk about my journey in becoming a little bit more fond of the Xbox One. Sit back, relax, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about why I think that you should actually own an Xbox One in 2020. So before we get right into it, I want to give you a little bit of a background on me and my opinion on the Xbox One. If you know me, you know I own a video game store locally. I play retro games, I play newer stuff. The biggest thing to get me as a consumer is to have a consumer-friendly business model. And Xbox One just screamed to me that it was a very unconsumer-friendly launch. It was expensive, it was bundled with the Kinect that not everyone wanted, and it was originally marketed to have no disk drive, to be online all the time, and just very consumer unfriendly. Instantly I had a bad taste in my mouth, and you know, I had a 360, I had an original Xbox. I love Xbox. Xbox is a huge part of my growing up. It's kind of sad to say, but like for the longest time, I just had a huge grudge against the Xbox One. The first thing I want to talk about today is going to be the Elite controller. The Xbox One Elite controller was, in my opinion, a pretty market-shifting decision from Microsoft. And it basically mainstreamed custom controllers, whereas before it was like a thing that you did if you're like super into video gaming and you want to use a controller. You would send your Xbox or PS3 controller to a company and they would mod it and they would send it back to you, and it was kind of considered cheating. But over time it's kind of gained popularity, and Microsoft saw that and they created their own first-party controller with paddles on the back of it, thumbsticks that are interchangeable and swappable. You can even change the triggers. Also has custom profiles, like the list goes on and on. The Xbox One Elite controller is an absolute game changer in my life. I didn't know it at the time, but it was like a big, you know, beginning of me thinking, well, maybe Microsoft has a little more than I have given them credit for to offer the consumer. There was a few more things that had to happen before I would like really get to where I am currently, which is actually giving it a shot and plugging it in and trying it out. So the second thing that started to trigger my curiosity was the Xbox One's backwards compatibility. We've had consoles that have backwards compatibility, but I feel like Xbox has really, and Microsoft has really nailed backwards compatibility. What they've done basically is they've set it up so it's streamlined. You literally just go through your collection, pick a game off of the shelf, insert your disc, and it does exactly what you would hope it would do. It finds the disc and it makes sure it's backwards compatible. If it's not, it'll let you know. And if it is, then it'll just immediately download the game from their server. So even if you have a few scratches on your disc, it just verifies that it's that game and it's an original copy of it, and then it'll just download it for you. So you don't even have to have a perfectly mint disc, it'll just make it happen. The biggest thing about backwards compatibility of Xbox One is it wasn't really announced until later on. As soon as we got Phil Spencer, we began to see the company as a whole, specifically in the Xbox division, has become more and more consumer friendly. And I'm not going to give it all to him, but I feel like this guy's a game changer. I'm not going to bet against Phil Spencer when it comes to the next generation. If you're like me and you're a retro gamer and you maybe have a collection of original Xbox, or you have a collection of Xbox 360 still, and you want to play them maybe on your Xbox One X and 4K, you can actually do that. So that has been like a real solid for me, really like beginning to think, well, maybe they do have something going on. You might think I'm crazy, but the powering off of the Xbox One is actually a lot smoother and easier. For like the entire time I've owned systems, I've never encountered what PlayStation has been offering as far as like turning off the system manually. It takes like 10 seconds. You literally have to have your finger like stuck on the button for 10 seconds to actually shut the thing down, whereas the Xbox One just does what you would expect it to do. You press the button and it turns off. So that's just kind of a side thing that I've noticed that I've been really happy about with the Xbox One. Now this next thing is actually what gave me the extra oomph, if you will, that I needed to actually plug one in for the first time. This next one is actually the Game Pass. And the Game Pass, in a nutshell, is basically like Netflix for video games. You pay a monthly subscription and you have a huge library, like not a nice, decent sized library, a absolutely monstrous library of games to pick from. I believe Microsoft even announced that they were going to have all of their first party games will be on Game Pass on day one. And that has got to be probably the most consumer-friendly thing that any company that creates consoles has done, with the exception of maybe the Sega channel. Game Pass has been kind of a thing that I was like, I gotta plug an Xbox in and try this out. So I did. And it works exactly the way you would think. I would be happily pay $10 or $15 a month to have this service because it really is that good. One is Outer Worlds. This game, everybody I've talked to has said it's absolutely amazing. Maybe one day I'll try it on stream. And by the way, I do stream every Thursday, Friday, Saturday over on Facebook Gaming. Link is going to be in the description down below, so you can come and check us out. Kind of looking into the future, Microsoft is invested in what is called Project xCloud, which is taking it even a step further to making it more of like a Netflix type of subscription for gaming, where basically you'll have any device you can connect. And as long as you have a decent internet connection, you can actually stream your games from your Xbox, or you can stream them directly from the network. That's something that I'm really excited for. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of other companies that are doing that kind of stuff, and I'm down with that. To be honest, I think I might be putting my money on Xbox. I don't know, guys. It's absolutely crazy what this last couple weeks has done to me. So by no means is the Xbox One a perfect console. It has many flaws, and one of the main flaws that I have noticed and have always noticed is it's too Windows 10-y. It's confusing, it's annoying, it's a pain in the you-know-what. You boot into it, you can't even find settings, whereas with the PS4, you can just boot into the console, has all the games there. You literally go in, here's all your games, so that like that's front and center. And then if you need to go to settings or whatever, you just press up on your D-pad. Whereas with the Xbox One, I actually found that almost every time I boot into the thing, I forget where settings are. I have to kind of scroll around the dashboard to try and find it. So it's just not quite as user-friendly as you would hope for. Also with the Xbox One that I've always had a gripe for, and I still do today, is its reliancy on the internet. When you first boot up an Xbox One, you literally just bought an Xbox One, you take it home to your house, you plug it in, you press the power button, you got your game controller, you're ready to play. You go in and it's like language, and then all right, let's get you plugged into the internet. And if you don't have internet, like with the PS4, you can just click skip. I want to do this later. But with the Xbox One, you literally have to connect to the internet when you first boot the thing up. And in my opinion, that's absolutely horrible, because not everyone has internet. And I don't know what Microsoft has been thinking, but we are not in, like a world where everyone has unlimited funds to invest in Wi-Fi and things like that at their house. Really, a lot of people, including myself, don't even have internet at our houses. We use our phones for our internet for a majority of the time. In my case, me and my wife work full time. We don't spend a whole lot of time at home during the week. It doesn't make sense for us to have another $60, $70 bill every single month over that. So maybe I'm a mooch, maybe I'm kind of frugal. I know there's others that are like me that don't want to invest 2 times for their internet, and they just use their phone as their internet at home. So that was a big gripe for me too with the Xbox One. As far as the hard drive and storage space goes, the Xbox One actually has an internal hard drive, which sounds okay if you had enough space. Like if they shipped them out with 2 terabytes of storage space, not a big deal. Go buy an external drive, you're good. But they didn't. They shipped him out with a 500 gigabyte hard drive. We have like games like Red Dead Redemption 2 that has 120 gigabytes on day 1 to install on your hard drive. So if you're rocking one of those original Xbox Ones with a 500 gig hard drive, you're gonna have to shell out the extra cash to either have a professional like myself install a new hard drive for you, or go out and get one of those cheesy external drives with like the pigtail connection and it's flip-flopping all over the place. I don't know, I don't get it. And then last of all, of course, I think this is a thing that has always been a gripe for pretty much everyone that's not a fanboy of Xbox, and not a ton of first-party games that I want to try, although there has been a lot more that I'm seeing as I'm scrolling through Game Pass that I have never experienced, and they're first-party games for Xbox One. So this may actually change over the next couple of weeks as I explore the unknown of the Game Pass. As of now, there really isn't a whole lot of first-party AAA games that I'm like, whoo, I'm super stoked to play. Other than, of course, the Master Chief Collection and Gears 5, we will definitely see in the future. So with the PS4, you literally, to change the hard drive, you literally open a lid and you can unscrew a screw and you're basically done. So that is like one thing that like is so much better with the PlayStation, is you have that ability to upgrade the hard drive space. But to summarize kind of everything up and together, I'm not a fan of Xbox, I'm not a fan of PlayStation, I'm not a fan of Nintendo, or if you want to go back 20 years, I'm not a fan of Sega. I'm a fan of consumer friendliness. I'm a gamer, and I want these companies, like if I'm gonna give these companies my money, I want them to give as much as possible in return. And you know, to begin with, I didn't see that value, but the more that I dig into this, I'm realizing that Xbox and Microsoft has really began to see the error of their ways, and they're really doing a lot of stuff, guys. So if you haven't tried an Xbox One, maybe you're like me and you were just like a big advocate against it. You're like, I'm not going to support a company that makes you be online all the time, or you know, I don't like that they tried to take away disk drives, or you know, whatever it is. I just encourage you to try an Xbox One in 2020. You might just be surprised like I have been, and you might just find a console and like a ton of games that you've never even experienced. So I want to know what you guys think. Please comment in the comment section down below. Do you hate Xbox One still? Do you not think that Game Pass is offering a good enough of a value? Or have you been an Xbox One advocate from the beginning and have been kind of along with the journey of the Xbox One beginning to become more and more consumer friendly? Or do you think I'm just kind of a weirdo for complaining about a PlayStation taking 10 seconds to turn off? I would love to hear it in the comment section down below. Also, guys, if you haven't liked yet, hit that thumbs up button and like the video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hit that bell icon. Until next time, guys, this is Luke from 8-Bit Plus signing off, and I will see you in the next one.